What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about something a little off topic, kind of. It is fitness related, but not just purely fitness. Not like how to grow muscle or anything, or nutrition wise, or anything like that. Today we're going to be talking about the Apple Watch and pretty much does it live up to the hype? Are you able to, like what are you able to do with it pretty much? Like what accessibility does it give you in terms of a fitness perspective? So I'm going to go over my experience with the Apple Watch and give you the pros and cons pretty much about it. So I hope you guys can click that subscribe button if you want to see more content. And we're going to go over the pros and cons of this Apple Watch. So first off, this is an older model. It's not the newest model. I don't know what the newest model does, but I'm going to share my experience on this model. So this is an Apple Watch Series 5, and ultimately it's a good watch. I mean, it could do your basic stuff like track your calories, track your steps, sleep, how many hours you've been standing for. So it does some basic stuff, which is pretty good, but it still has its flaws. The first flaw is the calorie counter. Now, this watch is very generous with how many calories it tells you it burns. It sometimes after a leg workout, it'll say that I burnt 1400 calories, which there is no way I burnt 1400 calories. And the reason I think this is not accurate because it's not calculating the actual, amount of lean mass you have on your body. Although, yes, it asks for your weight and all your stats pretty much. It's still not accurate enough to determine how many calories you're burning. So ultimately, I still think it's pretty generous. Nevertheless, you're still able to get a rough estimate on how many calories you're burning. So I would use it just as a gauge, not as, I would just take it with a grain of salt, pretty much. I wouldn't rely on the number it gives you. Next up, just overall fitness activity. How does it perform when, you start an activity on it? So for those that don't know, the Apple Watch has pretty much a setting where you could choose all different kinds of activities. So you could do traditional bodybuilding style training, running, dance, the list goes on, boxing, cardio. I mean, they give you so many options, swimming. So the question is, how accurate is it, or is it helpful overall? So let me explain how this can be helpful and how it could be a little off-putting, I guess. So yes, it is helpful because you're able to track the time your session actually is, which is beneficial. However, it's, I would just use it for that. It doesn't offer anything significant. It doesn't do anything like track your weights in the gym or anything like that. You can't, it doesn't offer that kind of accessibility. And I think regardless of what watch you get, you don't get that kind of accessibility. I know the Apple Watch, the Ultra, the newest version out, like with the new design and everything, does that, but it is $800 and it's a lot of money. And obviously when you buy an Apple Watch once, you really don't want to buy another one again. It's not that kind of thing. You're like, okay, let me go buy it again. So the fitness section of that area, it just doesn't offer too much. It kind of just times your workout, tells you your, heartbeats per minute, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't do anything significant. But it's still pretty beneficial to give you a rough estimate on how long your session was, which is beneficial. Some people lose track, and sometimes people need it as a reminder, like, okay, I'm past 70 minutes in a workout. Like, I need to kind of wrap up the workout now. So, yeah, I would say it's beneficial in that area, but nothing crazy. The last thing I want to talk about, sleep. So, the problem with it is the battery on it is pretty, just not great. It's not great. It only lasts for 18 hours, and that's when I bought it. I don't know how long it lasts now. Probably the battery got weaker over time. But you could wear it some nights. You can't wear it all the time. And I guess you could track your sleep every now and then because the battery's just, it won't last that long. Even if you get the Ultra, it maybe the battery's a bit bigger and it could last a little bit longer, but nothing crazy. You're still gonna have to charge it uh, a lot, I would say. If you get the Whoop Band or the Aura Ring, you basically can just go a month without charging the band and the ring, which is beneficial. The only problem is it's subscription based, and a lot of people don't like the fact that it's subscription based, especially with the Aura Ring, because you spend hundreds of dollars on the ring and then you still have to pay a subscription on it. And if a new Aura Ring comes out, you have to buy that one because it's more updated, and they don't transfer those updates to the old one. So if you really want something to track your sleep well, I would go with the Whoop. If you're not, crazy about sleep, I would just, to conclude, I would go with the Apple Watch, because at the end of the day, even just besides fitness, you're able to do enough with the Apple Watch. And, obviously most people have an iPhone, so it's accessible with your iPhone. You get, your text messages, everything like that, notifications, and it's a good way to gauge your daily activity, how many steps you get in, things like that. So, even that's actually another topic. The steps. I don't think the steps are exactly accurate because it doesn't necessarily track your step. It just tracks your overall movement, right? Just of your arm, which is kind of, it's not accurate because, you could just be moving your arms all day like this, and that's not a step. That's you sitting down talking to the camera like me. So, I mean, to conclude, if, you have some money to spare and you want to just kind of get an idea of how many calories you're burning, roughly, I would buy this watch. I wouldn't say you should go for the Ultra because it's a little excessive, but, I would just get one of the normal ones just to track your activity throughout the day and, just to get a better understanding of, what's going on throughout the day pretty much. So that kind of wraps up the video. Well, no, that wraps up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, click that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.